because it's pretty violent on the guys up there when they are flying.
I wanted them to fly in missions. I put cameras in the cockpit, looking back at their faces, and we were seeing jets coming up behind on a wide-angle lens, and doing barrel rolls and seeing the Earth turn. And then, CG didn't exist, So optically, it was a nightmare to try and recreate that stuff. Today, it's much easier, but also you just get something happens to performance and people when they're doing it for real that you can never manufacture in a studio.
The first ride in the morning, because I had 3 flights in one day, 3 2-hour hops in one day, and my pilot's name was Bozo. Okay, I had the morning pilot his name was Bozo.
I flew cruise probably 3 times. Anthony Edwards, a young man, played Goose. I flew him a couple times. I flew 3 or 4 other guys.
So we're flying air combat maneuvers over the desert. The F-14 was like a Cadillac. You had lots of air conditioning coming in, but we're pulling G's and cranking around and fighting, trying to get set up. And you've got that canopy, and the sun is beating down, and it was just, sweat was pouring off my face. It was so hot. So I realized, geez, I'm gonna bow to the porcelain god here. We're gonna have to bag it. So I reached down for this thing, and I bent over, and I chucked in this plastic bag. At the same time, Bozo, my pilot, pulled, just pulled up really hard into a maneuver and yanked it off. So now with that kind of pressure on the back of my head, my helmet was pressing on the floor, and I'm trying to hit the speaker, to talk to him, hit the intercom button, because I'm holding on to the bag, and I'm down here, and I'm going, Bozo, Bozo, Bozo. So he couldn't hear me because we're in this thing, and I can't get it out because of the G's, and I'm thinking, gee, this is... So finally he levels off, I come flying up, I push the intercom, I said, Bozo, did you see in your mirror that I wasn't there? He said, oh man, sorry. He said, they don't call me Bozo for nothing,
If you're new to that environment, which is really all it is, it can rattle you around the point, much like seasickness, and you can get pretty sick at that evolution. He did actually. There was 3 times I flew him. I think he only got sick once. I think it was actually the first time. The other 2 times he really didn't have any problem with it. He had adapted pretty well.
So of course it was a badge of honor. I held the bag up to the other pilots, but the next 2 flights were absolutely fine. I didn't get sick at all. And the final flight of the evening was at sunset, and we quickly whipped off the film as fast as we could. And I got to fly twice the speed of sound. We peeled over the egg, I don't know, about 50,000 feet. We just went up, and he just turned the engines, pulled the power back on the jets, and we just floated down to about 19,000, pulled out at about 9,000 feet. And it was extraordinary. It was absolutely extraordinary.
So how was it this time?
How was it?
Oh, it was great out there. Beautiful. You loved it.
Fantastic.
It's great. We had these beautiful billowing clouds we were going past. Just ripping through these clouds. Break your heart. So you went supersonic?
Yeah. Well, did we go supersonic?
Oh, yeah.
We went supersonic. We went supersonic with Bose.
It was great, Hunter.
Good time.
I gotta be around until the guys are was this generally flying what you expected?
It's better. It's better than I expected. It was fantastic. It's great.
Rick Rosevich in the movie was the slider, the big tough Rio, you couldn't mess with him, But in reality, he was very apprehensive about the airplane, and he looked worried the whole time, so he didn't carry that, I could kick your butt kind of feeling when he got in the airplane.
Taking the hop was really kind of, afterwards I just sat for like almost a day, just kind of letting it all soak in.
We were all aware of, the danger of going up and everything, but it's something that outweighs the fun or the stories. I mean, it wouldn't have been a story if I hadn't gone up. This would, but to me it was like,